Gather round, all ye, as I tells you a tale of mighty heroes, a tale of...
Dave, no, you have to stop that, Dave. Sorry, just no.
Okay, fine. Hello everyone, welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Dave, and this is the story of the hardest boss I've ever faced. But why should we care which boss you think is the hardest? I hear you cry. Well, I thought you might ask me that, that's why I wrote this bit. And whilst I don't feel the need to explain myself, allow me to explain myself. First of all, I've been playing games since before I was even born, okay? Don't think about it, just go with it. Second of all, I fought and defeated the boss.
Well, to be fair, I think I did the hard work. Hang on. No.
What?
I am not having you two make any Metal Gear references. Ever.
Okay.
How have you even managed to ruin this?
Let's try all the buttons. Whoop, hey.
It's an absolute nonsense.
Oh,
Shut
you're
up,
just being
Rob.
ridiculous,
we have the
Rob.
right
We
to
know
do
just
it.
as much about Metal Gear as
finished
you
the
do
game.
now.
And thirdly,
I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
Okay, so by your own logic, if you have defeated the boss,
I have.
No, he hasn't.
and you also are the boss,
I am.
No, he's not.
then you're stuck in an endless self-defeating loop. The master of your own downfall.
too deep, Ash. So I think I've made my point. I know bosses. I've fought my fair share, but there's one that stands apart from all the rest. One that sent me near madness. One whose name still commands my fear and respect. And it lives in Demon Souls. Now, I'm sure at this point I could probably divide the audience into two categories. Category 1 is having a good guess at which boss I'm alluding to.
Is it the Flame Lurker? It's got to be the Flame Lurker, isn't it? Oh no, maybe it's the Man-Eater. Was it the Man-Eater? Or was it the old hero?
Whilst category 2, oh, category 2, you're a difficult bunch, aren't you? Category 2 is thinking,
Sorry, am I hearing this right? That you found one of the bosses in Demon Souls vaguely difficult?
but before I reveal all, to category 1 at least, category 2 have left to go and comment on 7 platinum trophies we'll never earn. Before I reveal all, let me tell you about my Demon Souls journey.
This is something that might interest you.
Demon Souls on PS5 was my first ever Souls game. I mean, I've platinum Bloodborne, sure, haven't we all? And I had a good crack at Sekiro, got so far as to topple a knight off a bridge whilst he screamed the name of my arch nemesis.
Stupid Rob.
But neither of those games has the word Souls in their name, so they don't count. And despite having really enjoyed both Bloodborne and Sekiro, I really was not expecting to enjoy Demon Souls. I'm not really sure why. I guess I thought it was going to be like the time I kept hearing that the Star Wars prequels were good, so I watched them and...
Poodoo.
But I was wrong. I was so wrong. Demon Souls is a masterpiece and already one of my favourite games on PS5. It's a stunning achievement that is at least as good today as I imagine it must have been for those of you who played it on PS3. Each world is so clear and distinct in my mind, each with its own story of my experiences there. World 1, Castle-y. World 2, Miney. World 3, Scary. World 4, Manta Rays. And World 5, Smelly. The way that the different worlds are all available to you after defeating the Phalanx boss, it feels like a fresh take on things I've experienced in the other From Software games, rather than an older, inferior version of things. Having said that, Demon Souls, we need to talk about shortcuts, okay? If you're gonna make a boss as hard as the Flame Lurker, don't make me traverse a 200-foot chasm just to have another go. Please.
Aha! So it was Flame Lurker. I knew it.
Let me stop you there, Rosie, because whilst Flame Lurker was hard, it was not the hardest. Not for me, at least. In fact, I think Flame Lurker is actually the epitome of why the bosses in Demon Souls are so good. Obviously, there's the design. It just looks so cool. It's like the Balrog and a wrestler had a child. It's got entrance music and everything. Just look at the way it busts into the ring. Oh my god! Oh my god! But the real reason I think that Flame Lurker is such a good boss, and why I think this is true of most of the bosses in Demon's Souls, is that it's really, really difficult to defeat. Until it isn't. Maybe that sounds a bit silly, but I mean it. The first time I fought Flame Lurker, probably the first 8 times I fought it, I was completely destroyed. But every time, I learned something else about it, or about me. In the end, I realised that my heavy armour was stopping me from rolling effectively, so I popped on something a little less beefy and bingo. It was really hard until it was suddenly easy. I just had to use my head and adjust my approach. And this was the story time and time again.
Armor Spider! Getting close and learn where to dodge its stupid legs! Man-Eater! Mess up the first one before its mate arrives! The old hero! Hit and run! Get greedy, you're dead.
Incidentally, the old hero is another great example of please let me have a shortcut.
You're making this process sound extremely easy, Dave.
It's hard until it's easy, Nath. That's my point.
It's just I have quite a different recollection of your experiences.
What do you mean?
I mean all of the messages that you sent me when you'd get stuck.
You wouldn't dare.
Monday, the 11th of January, 11:01 PM. Gave up on 4-2, so did 3-2 instead. Have had 2 goes at Maneater. How on earth do you kill one before the second arrives?
I'd only had 2 goes, to be fair.
12 minutes later,
You don't have to do this.
feel like I'm banging my head against DS now. Not sure I will see the rest out. It's just a little too punishing for me. Fight a Black Phantom on a precarious staircase after a 2-minute run back to the boss. Why? All caps.
Monday the 11th of January, 11:21 PM. I just beat the old hero. Ha 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 ha. Tuesday the 12th of January, 8:37 PM. Messed up Maneater on go number 3.
Now you're just showing off.
Look, I'm not saying I'm good at Demon's Souls, I'm saying Demon's Souls is good at bosses. They're always possible, it's just sometimes it takes a while to figure out how to make them possible. That is except the one.
Here we go!
The one. Look, the thing about the hardest boss I've ever faced, and the reason I'm hesitating to tell you about it, is because it's so easy. I know it's easy. That's exactly why it's so frustrating that I just couldn't do it.
Oh no, Dave. It wasn't.
It was.
Not the Dragon God.
Do not speak its name! Yes. Yes.
Yes, fine. It was the Dragon God, okay? The hardest boss I've ever faced. Seriously, if there were any Category 2 viewers left, they probably would have just turned inside out with pure embarrassment. For those of you not lucky enough to have made its acquaintance, Rob, Ash.
Yet.
The Dragon God is the final boss in World 2, found immediately after the Flame Lurker. Due to the order I'd played Demon's Souls, I had no idea there was going to be another boss immediately after Flame Lurker, but I was not deterred. I had just beaten the Flame Lurker after all. I could do anything. The first thing I noticed about the Dragon God was its size. Obviously, I mean, it's massive, you can't miss it. But perhaps it can miss me, I thought naively to myself. To be fair, I was on the right lines. The whole idea of the Dragon God is to stealth past it until you can get to 2 giant ballistas and finish it off. Sounds simple. And it should be. It really should be. So why couldn't I do it? My first mistake was realizing that the Dragon God could destroy the pillars blocking my path. I just had to let it see me briefly and then get out the way at just the right moment. Unfortunately for me, I figured this out on my first go, and convinced that this was what you were supposed to do, it took me at least 10 attempts to try attacking the pillars myself. I mean, how was I supposed to know that? This is the only time in Demon's Souls you smash up a pillar. The whole rest of the time they're, pillars. My second mistake was, I didn't make a second mistake. I was doing everything right. I understood I had to check where it was looking. I understood that its eyes would glow red when it had seen me. I understood it would kill me with just 1 hit. So make sure you don't get hit. I just couldn't do it. Perhaps worst of all, I could get past the first pillar every single time, and with such ease, such grace. I was like a first pillar machine sent by Hidetaka Miyazaki himself, specifically for the task. I was taking tour groups to the first pillar, such was my expertise, speaking the same tired monologue for every group.
And if you look to your left, you'll see we've now passed the first pillar and will shortly be crushed to death by the scaly deity.
It didn't matter what I tried, I couldn't get past the second pillar. I tried destroying it slowly, a few quick jabs before retreating to the safety of Alpha. I tried destroying it quickly with one hit from a club. I tried getting the Dragon God to attack it. I tried luring the Dragon God to a different part of the map. Every time, crushing disappointment, very literally. And there were a lot of times. So many times. There's no real way to know exactly how many attempts I made at this.
We could have a good guess though, couldn't we?
How would we do that?
We could have a look at the messages that you sent me.
Why did I ever trust you?
Saturday the 2nd of January, 3:33 PM. Flame Lurker leads to another boss?
Oh, I really do not want to hear this.
Yada yada yada, so unfair, kills with one hit. Here we go. 1 hour later, I think this is the end of my journey. Not to go all Rob, but I just can't get through the second pillar. No idea what I could do differently.
I remember sending that message. I remember, because of what happened next. The moment I sent that message, I tried again. But something was different.
Was it something you'd missed?
No, nothing. It still saw me, it still hit me. Just for some reason on this attempt, I didn't die.
That's disappointing.
Extremely.
That's it. I didn't die. I can't explain it, I just didn't die this time. I want to tell you something clicked, that I finally understood. I want to say I tried a new tactic, found an item, leveled up my character. I want to tell you any other explanation, but the Dragon God just got sloppy. I ran through the second pillar, fired the ballistas, and smacked its stupid face off.
Saturday the 2nd of January, 4:40 PM. I've done it.
And that's okay, don't get me wrong, I wish I had a better story, but there's nothing wrong with a little luck. It took me over an hour of pure emotional pain to get my shot, and I took it. Maybe I don't understand it, but if you tried to rationalise every opportunity you're ever presented with, you wouldn't get far. And look at me now, I've beaten Demon Souls! And that's the story of the hardest boss I've ever faced. Let us know in the comments below if you...
Hang on, what's this about going all Rob?
Rob, I was having the worst time facing the Dragon God. I really wanted to give up.
What's that got to do with me?
Well, you know.
No, I do not know, actually.
You do. You've got this reputation for giving up.
That is not true. That is absolutely not true. That is a gross misrepresentation and misunderstanding of how, of how I like to approach. I give up.
Don't bother letting me know in the comments below that you fared better than me with the Dragon God. I already know you did. Just enjoy that warm feeling and keep it to yourself. Make sure you subscribe though and hit that notification bell for more warm feelings.
PlayStation